Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. This is a wonderful day. This is the day that God has made. And I'm so excited that all of us are going to learn. And at the end of this workshop, our lives will be transformed. Beyonce, you really bless my heart. Number one, because I went to Donga CJSS, so I see myself in that uniform. I was born and bred in Francistown. I went to her school, and she's really blessed to be receiving this at her age. At that age, we didn't know anything about personal development of Malaysia. So you are really blessed to be here at your age, my girl. Can I take this time to thank God for this opportunity that He has given me, for this wonderful day, and for my sister, my mentor, the lady who pushes me beyond the limits. Thank you very much, Hannah. God bless you for what you are doing in my life and the lives of people. I'll be talking to you about self-discovery and taking you through the journey of my life. I read one of the posts that are in social media. It says an average person dies in their 20s and they are buried, and they get to be buried in their 80s. In other words, you die inside, and then you just live life like that, and we actually bury you in your 80s. And that is very bad. And I thank God because all of us here will discover ourselves before we reach our 80s. There is a scripture that I like in Song of Solomon's chapter 1 verse 6. It's for a woman who is complaining that she is busy taking care of other people's vineyard when her own is unkept. Busy taking care of other people's vineyards when your own is unkept. And this is the life that we live as people. We are busy with this and that. We are busy saving people. We are busy trying to be super moms, wives, supervisors at work, and we fail to manage our own lives. Or in other words, we don't really know who we are. And personal development helps you to know who you are. And when I talk about knowing who you are or discovering yourself, or when you are asked a question, who are you? It's not about your name. When you were born, in fact, that name was given to you by your parents. But there is that person inside of you that you need to discover. And when you don't discover that person, you will live an unfulfilled life. You will live a hopeless life. You will live a life, where you feel you are not going anywhere. You will try to do whatever you can. You will serve wherever you can serve. But there will be that thing inside of you, that feeling where you feel that you are not fulfilled, you want something more. And that was me in 2016. I came to a point, I wanted more out of life. I felt I'm not living up to my potential. I felt there was more that I can do that I'm not doing. I felt, then I was a teacher at Maun Senior, happily married to a handsome man. I am blessed with 4 kids, and but still I felt I needed something more in life. I talked to Hannah, and she launched. Then she was about to launch a program, an animal to me, personal development. So I started sharing with her how I feel. I was really sick and tired of business as usual. I wanted something new, but I did not know how to get it. I did not know what to do. But I thank God for bringing Hannah into my life, because God helped her to take me through the journey of my life. When I said this to her, she said, Kelezo, I want you to do this course. I came up with so many reasons why I could not. Like I said, I'm a teacher, and sitting in a classroom was one thing that I did not even like. I've never liked workshop and so forth. So I did not want to sit in a class and be taught, because I'm a teacher, I do that every day. So sitting in a classroom was the last thing that I wanted. So I came up with so many reasons. I even told her, and I don't even have that kind of money. She said, Kelly, so I'll pay for that. She put me in a corner where I had to, you know Hannah, when she wants something, she will push you. So she said, Kelezo, I think you have to do this course. I started it, I did module 1, and we were asked, it's a self-development, or personal development course, where you just come in a class, you discuss things, but you do your homework at home, okay? And the answers that you provide, you don't even have to research, you look deep inside of you. You go back into your life. You know, you cannot copy from your friend or do what. You have to look into yourself and answer the questions as genuinely as you can. So we did module 1, and we're supposed to, we took module 2 home to go and do it. And I did not touch it at all. I did not touch module 2. She was, I remember, then she was overseas. So I called her. I started complaining like, hey, wait, Hannah, I just feel I want something out of that. She said, Kelezo, she knew, she knew she has done all these things. She said, Kelezo, please go and do module 2. I went, I did module 2. You know, as I was going through those modules, it took me back into my life, the journey of my life. It took me back to when I was a little girl, the dreams that I had as a child, and everything. I started digging deep inside of me. And in the process, I realized that, like I said, as I was busy in life trying to do this, being our senior teacher at work, then being the senior teacher at work, the wife, the mother, and everything, I completely lost myself. And through this course, I could realize that the Kelezo that was meant to be, because you know, God has a plan for each one of us. We are not just here to live. We are here, each one of us has a purpose. And I tell you, if you can discover that purpose that God has called you to do, we'll be running after you and paying you for that. You just have to discover who you are and pursue it. And if you don't, I'm telling you, like I said, you live an unfulfilled life. So this course helped me to go back, and I started, I even realized that, I am more than Kelezo. Kelezo is just a tag that I was given by my parents. I begin to realize that in the process of living, I completely lost myself, that I thought I was living, but I was not living. And when I came face to face with me, I was so excited. When I came face to face with myself, the real Kelezo, I was so excited, because like I said, in life, we completely forget about ourselves. We want to serve everyone else, especially married women. When we get married, you put yourself aside. You want to serve your husband, you want to serve your kids. We like playing the vulnerable wife, where you completely forget about your dreams. You know, one of my friends are more husbanded than the other. We like being too husbanded, that you completely forget about yourself. Your life only depends on your husband so much that you don't even exist. You know, it's very important that you support the vision of your husband. It's very important that you help your husband, but at the same time, you have to live. You have to know who you are. Because, God forbid, one day he can go and leave you. I remember the story of my mother. My mother, way back, before she met her husband, she was a manager at TC then. She was a manager, and when she got married, she completely forgot. She left her job. She became this wife that I'm talking about. My father was a policeman and a businessman. So for her, life was just smooth sailing. She completely died in that marriage. She became #1 child. She was fed, everything happened to her. And then what happened is that my father passed away. My mother did not know how to pick up the pieces. She could not take care of the kids because I'm 100% sure she was not even in part of the business. She was not involved. She was not a partner. She was just a child, like I said. She could not even put a plate of food on the table. She did not know how to take care of the kids because she had never done it. I remember, it's so vivid in my mind. I was supposed to go to boarding school. She did not have money to pay not even to pay for school fees because school fees was free. She could not even buy me toiletries. She cried in front of me. And you can imagine what that did to me. It is not a good sight where you see your mother helpless and not knowing what to do. So this is exactly what we do as women. And I have vowed that, you know what, I am never going to let this happen to me. I am going to own my worth and do something about my life. Support my husband, of course, but at the same time, I'm a person and I'm an individual. I have to live. So this course, Ignite Yourself, Spark, helped me discover who I am and do something about my life. So in 2016, I decided that, you know what, my husband is a businessman. You know what, I've been working with my husband and helping him. But this time I felt I wanted something of my own. You know, I wanted to be me and do something that will make my heart sing. I opened a preschool. She helped me with it. And we opened another lodge with my husband. And, you know, when we finished, I think it was module 4 or module 5, somewhere there, I realized that, module 3, I realized that, you know what, I have to take action. I have discovered who I am, and I'm so excited that the real Keletso that I've long buried is now alive. I'm just not going to sit, I'm going to do something about it. And that's when I decided that, you know what, because for me, my #1 security and comfort zone was my job. I've been a teacher for 15 years, and that was the only job I've known. So that teaching job gave me so much security. I said, you know what, I am going to quit my job at the end of this year. That was 2016. When I told my husband, he thought I was crazy. Because like I said, he's a businessman. And I realized, as he was giving me reasons, somehow they can security because my salary paid medical medical aid, because I was about medical aid. I said, medical aid, and I'm talking about my life. How about, then we're living in government house. And how about this house? Can I get it to remember, we're only paying 200 kula. I said, oh, so all this for my happiness? I said, no, nothing is going to stand before me. I had loans, mind you. I had loans that I was paying. But simply because I discovered who I am, I said, nothing, not even my husband, not even the loans, Canada medical aid, nothing is going to stand before me. Because 2016 was also a very, very important year for me. I was turning 40. And I wanted to live the next part of my life happy. I wanted a fulfilled life, a life that I would look back and say, wow. And to be honest, the life that I had lived before 2016, I was really not happy. I was not content. So I said, you know what, I am going to do this. My husband did not want it. And I'm a Christian woman. I know very well that I cannot do without my husband's blessings. So I worked my way through his heart. I wrote the resignation letter. She helped me. She was my pillar of strength and everything, because my husband was against it. And I could see he was against it for selfish reasons. I told him, you know what, you quit some years back when you were 30, and I supported you and everything. This time you're going to support me, Lena, because I want to do this. So what I did, like I said, I did not do it against his will. I talked to him. I make sure that I went my way through his heart, and then I wrote the resignation letter. I took it. It was in the morning. I said, today I have to take this letter. I kneeled before him. He said, what are you doing? I said, I want you to bless me. You know, he prayed and blessed me and released me. And that was the beginning of everything for me. I resigned 2016 December, simply not because I have a lot of money in my bank account, no, but simply because I had discovered myself and I wanted something. I wanted to live a more fulfilled life. And I want you to also know that the purpose that God has created you, that has for you, is a purpose. You know, God has his people at heart. It's not only about you. Once you discover who you are and what you have to do for God, it encompasses a lot of people. So many lives are attached to your lives, and these lives are waiting for you just to discover yourself and do something about it. And now, a year later, I'm a businesswoman. I am free. I am free from scheme books. But for the first time, I look forward to Mondays. For the first time last December, I look forward to January. I thought of January and smile. I am in control of my time. No one controls me or tells me what to do. I am here on a Friday. I didn't even know that she's developing me as a motivational speaker. I didn't even know that I'll stand before people and do this. I always thought I can do other things because I'm gifted when it comes to, you know, my hands are gifted. So I thought that was my area only. But every day I am discovering who I am. I'm in control of my life. I'm in control of, now I run our businesses with my husband. I'm helping women in Maun and around Maun, and there are a lot of things in store for me. And what I can say as I go and sit down is that, please, it is very, very important that you discover who you are. Stop being busy, keeping other people's vineyard when yours is unkept. It's very, very important that you discover who you are and start doing what God has called you to do. When Paul finished, he looked back and said, I have fought a good fight of faith. Huh? I want you to be able to look back and say, wow, I have lived life. Huh? I have pressed on to that high calling that God has called me, because all of us have that high calling. So let's press on, discover ourselves and press on and do something. Thank you very much.